Pennywise is still alive in Dreamcatcher. 15 years after it was published, Stephen King dropped a terrifying Easter egg in Dreamcatcher. When Jonesy returns to Derry, he finds a memorial plaque for victims of the standpipe collapse. Spray painted across it, Pennywise Lives. Did the Losers Club fail? King placed this detail deliberately. The novel mentions the 7 Losers Club members and references its destruction, but that graffiti suggested something darker. Dreamcatcher takes place 16 years after its defeat. Pennywise operates on a 27-year cycle. The graffiti appears right in the middle of that cycle. Here's where it gets terrifying. Mr. Gray, the alien antagonist in Dreamcatcher, sees the graffiti and treats it as a warning. The message isn't vandalism, it's a territorial claim. King has stated its influence never truly left Derry. The town remains scarred. In the Tommyknockers, a character swears he sees a clown in Derry's sewers. In Insomnia, the Crimson King's agents appear and the Deadlights are referenced. King has no plans to bring Pennywise back as a main antagonist, but he's never definitively said the creature is dead. The theory that Pennywise survived, weakened but alive, has substantial evidence backed by the graffiti. Duddits has breaker powers from the Dark Tower. Duddits, the boy with Down syndrome in Dreamcatcher, gives his friends psychic powers, telepathy, shared dreaming, the ability to see human traces. Fans theorize Duddits was a breaker, one of the psychically powerful individuals from the Dark Tower series capable of destroying reality itself. The evidence is overwhelming. Breakers are telepaths so powerful the Crimson King captures them to destroy the beams holding up the tower. They share thoughts, see across distances, and connect minds. Duddits does all of this, creating a psychic network between 4 friends that lasts decades. The way Duddits travels through memories and space, which mirrors how characters go to dash traveling through the void between realities in the Dark Tower novels. When Jonesy and Henry travel on a Dreamcatcher to track Mr. Gray, they're essentially traveling the paths of the beam. King has acknowledged connections between psychic abilities across his works. Duddits is described as having powers operating on a cosmic level, similar to Ted Brautigan, Sheemy, and Dinky Earnshaw from the Dark Tower. King wrote Dreamcatcher in 1999 while recovering from being hit by a van, the same accident appearing in the Dark Tower series itself. Tak from Desperation is the same species as Pennywise. Tak terrorized Desperation and the Regulators. The demon-possessed bodies spoke an ancient dead language and fed on fear. Fans noticed eerie similarities to Pennywise. Both are extra-dimensional entities. Both possess people. Some theorize they were the same type of creature, maybe even related. The connections run deep. Pennywise's true form is the Deadlights. White lights driving people insane. Tak manifests as red lights, taking a similar form. Both are incorporeal and cannot create bodies independently on Earth. Both speak the language of the dead, the ancient tongue used by servants of the Crimson King. While King has never explicitly confirmed they're the same species, the textual evidence is compelling. King scholars consistently point to Tak as likely being a Todash space entity, a creature from the void between realities, just like it. Both are ancient, both feed on emotions, both have similar light-based true forms. Pennywise fears The Shining. For years, fans noticed something strange. In it, only certain people could truly see Pennywise. Adults walked past floating corpses like nothing happened, but the kids saw everything. Some theorize these children possess psychic abilities, the same power Danny Torrance had in The Shining. If true, it meant Pennywise had a weakness, the Shine. The evidence is overwhelming. The Shine is a psychic ability manifesting as telepathy, premonition, and sensitivity to supernatural forces. Every Losers Club member displays these abilities. Mike Hanlon sees visions of Derry's past. Beverly has prophetic dreams. Bill creates a psychic connection during the ritual of Chud. The connection runs deeper. Dick Hallorann from The Shining appears in it as a young soldier during the Black Spot Fire. His shining allowed him to save lives, sensing danger before it struck. In Welcome to Derry, we see Hallorann psychically confront Pennywise directly. When Hallorann makes telepathic contact, Pennywise asks in genuine confusion, "Who are you?" King has confirmed psychic ability is Pennywise's weakness. It feeds on fear, but when victims fight back with belief, courage, and psychic unity, the creature loses power. In 80 Chapter 2, Pennywise literally shrinks when the losers mock him and stop believing. Their collective shine overpowers the creature. When the losers unite their psychic power, they form a telepathic network it cannot break. The theory that the shine is Pennywise's kryptonite has been validated by King's own mythology and explicitly confirmed in Welcome to Derry. Oz the Great and Terrible is Stephen King's symbol for death. Fans noticed something haunting. References to the Wizard of Oz kept appearing in King's work, but never whimsically. Oz the Great and Terrible showed up in the darkest, most death-soaked moments. Some theorized King was using Oz as a recurring symbol for death itself, the Grim Reaper hiding behind a curtain. The most chilling example appears in Pet Sematary. Zelda, Rachel Creed's sister who died horribly from spinal meningitis, has a picture of Oz the Great and Terrible on her bedroom wall. In her final days, twisted and suffering, Zelda becomes obsessed with the image, calling him the Great and Terrible. For Zelda, Oz isn't a friendly wizard, he's death personified. In the Dark Tower series, Randall Flagg, King's personification of evil and chaos, literally poses as Oz the Great and Terrible. Roland and his quartet arrive at a recreation of the Emerald City, and Flagg appears as the giant floating head. He's using Oz as a mask, the same way Death wears different faces. In Wizard and Glass, King doubles down on Oz imagery. Ruby slippers appear. Emerald City references abound, but these aren't innocent homages. They're markers of death and dimensional horror. The pattern is undeniable. Oz appears during Death in Pet Sematary. Oz appears when confronting servants of the Crimson King. King scholars have noted this recurring motif. The Great and Terrible Oz is the face Death wears when it wants to seem powerful, but is ultimately revealed as fraud. Because Death, like Oz, is just a man behind a curtain, terrifying, inevitable, but ultimately powerless against love and courage. The Mist monsters escaped from the void between realities. When The Mist was published, fans noticed something disturbing. The creatures didn't feel like normal aliens. They felt wrong. Some theorized the monsters came from Tadash space, the void between realities in the Dark Tower where incomprehensible horrors exist. The evidence was hiding in plain sight. Tadash space is described as a dimensionless void filled with indescribable creatures. The Arrowhead Project in The Mist likely created a thinny, a weakness between dimensions. The Mist describes a reality tear appearing as greenish-gray fog. In Dark Tower, Roland discovers a thinny in Eyebolt Canyon, appearing as green-gray mist with sounds that lure victims. Appendages lash out and drag people through. The creatures aren't just alien wildlife, they're likely Tadash monsters that escaped through a crack the Arrowhead Project created. King stated he views the Mist as connected to his larger mythology. Insomnia directly connects Derry to the Crimson King. Insomnia is set in Derry, the same cursed town as It. Fans theorized the novel would reveal why Derry attracts so much evil, suspecting it may be connected to the Dark Tower mythology and the Crimson King. King made the connection explicit. In Insomnia, characters encounter agents of the tower. The novel reveals Derry sits near a crucial point in the beam, one of 6 forces holding up the Dark Tower. The Crimson King himself is referenced. His agents manipulate events in Derry. The Deadlights appear in connection to the Crimson King, suggesting Pennywise serves the same destructive purpose. It states the town is built on a weak spot in reality. Insomnia confirms that weak spot is where the tower's influence bleeds through. The violence and evil aren't random. Derry is a battleground in a multiversal war. The number 19 connects every King story to the tower. Fans noticed an impossible pattern. The number 19 appears everywhere in King's work. In Firestarter, the storm comes August 19th. In Cell, a phone number adds up to 19. In Christine, a crucial event happens January 19th. In The Mist appears July 19th. King confirmed this was completely intentional. In Dark Tower, 19 is revealed as the most powerful number in existence, woven into reality itself. In Dr. Sleep, Dick Hallorann dies June 19th, 1999. In From a Buick 8. The car was made in 1954, digits adding to 19. This isn't numerology. King built a code into his entire bibliography. Every time 19 appears, it signals the story connects to the Dark Tower, the nexus of all realities. When fans cataloged every 19th reference, they discovered it appeared in nearly every major King work. The number binds his stories together, proving they all take place in the same interconnected web of realities. Now, you'll never unsee it. Go back and check your favorite King stories. The number 19 is waiting. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more horror lore and deep dives.